Hello, crypto YouTube, crypto family. This is Crypto Farang, pre-recorded from Thailand. Thank you for joining me for my second video. It's a beautiful day here in Thailand. And before we get started, let me just take care of a little housekeeping here. I am not a cryptocurrency expert. I am not a blockchain specialist. And I am not a financial advisor. I'm just another digital asset maniac making YouTube content. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the digital assets that I hold and why. And it's just going to be a quick, brief overview. So anyone new to the channel, and this is a new channel, you can look at what I'm holding and you might decide that you're not interested. But I tell you what, I'd love it if you stuck around anyway, because I would love to hear your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Please don't hold back. And also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at CryptoFarang. So let's jump right in. Let's take a look at the market. And so at 4:40 p.m. in Thailand on Saturday, after Bitcoin's week-long pullback and steady decline, we are trading somewhat sideways. And this is what I believe is the early stages of the next bull market. These pullbacks do not bother me one bit. I think that this is completely normal, completely natural, and I think we're going to see a lot of this over the course of the next 18 months to 2 years, hopefully, which will culminate in the next big bull run, the next big market pump. So these prices don't bother me at all. That being said, kind of wish I would have waited to buy my last bag of VChain. But hey, as I like to say, crypto hindsight is always 2020. Now, the first handful of assets that I would like to touch on, this is a handful of cryptocurrencies that I have been accumulating and am holding and am bullish on both in the short term and the long term. So meaning that I think we're going to see a big pump in the next bull run, and I also think the fundamentals are strong as a long-term investment. And I also have staged a cash out plan, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I'm sure we'll touch on at some point. First, let's talk about the original gangster, Bitcoin. I do hold Bitcoin. I am bullish on Bitcoin, short and long term. Right now, pretty much anyone in the market can see that altcoins are still largely connected to and tethered to Bitcoin's price movements. And so Bitcoin is still running the show here. Even though it's been mentioned that the technology with Bitcoin is antiquated, other coins are going to take over Bitcoin's spot as number one. This may happen. This absolutely could be true, but I still am long-term bullish on Bitcoin. The fundamentals are there. You've got a lot of retail and institutional investors and investment firms showing a lot of interest in Bitcoin. And the narrative is that Bitcoin is going to be this store of value. And so whether or not I completely wholesale believe in that narrative, I think that that is going to be true for quite some time. So bullish on Bitcoin. I do hold Bitcoin. I recently really started to become more bullish on Ethereum. And I do hold some Ethereum. And again, short and long term, I think Ethereum is going to pump in the next bull run. But long term, the decentralized finance, dApps, all these different aspects of why the Ethereum blockchain is going to be relevant, and the fundamentals associated with that long term. Ethereum is a really exciting digital asset, and I think it's smart to hold Ether. Now, number three, I am far from an XRP maximalist. I'm far from XRP army, but you know what? I'm super bullish on XRP, and I continue to feel that way. I got into XRP right before the big pump back in 2017, and I continue to accumulate, and hold. For me, when you look at the fundamentals with XRP as a cross-border remittance tool, the company Ripple, the software company Ripple, all the partnerships with banks, financial institutions, remittance companies, how can you not be excited and bullish about XRP long term? It's just a no-brainer to me, and I understand the argument that banks, financial institutions, companies that are using Ripple technology, they don't have to use XRP as the remittance tool. Yes, I understand that, but when you look at the potential, once Ripple as a company and its partnerships begin traction and gaining steam, someone is going to want to start using XRP, and we already know that MoneyGram has begun using XRP. So I'm still extremely bullish. My attitude and outlook hasn't changed on XRP one bit. And let's talk about VChain. Recently become interested and very bullish about VChain. I think when you look at the partnerships, when you look at the potential use case for verifying the authenticity of different products for different brands, and then other potential use cases, VChain is a big hold for me long term, and I think it could also pump big in the next speculative bull run. And I've mentioned before that I do think the next bull run is still going to be largely speculative, because we're not going to see that real adoption take hold in the next 18 months to 2 years. That is still going to take some time. I think that we are still very new in this space. Now let's talk about a handful of coins that I may have gotten into at the wrong time, or I may have been accumulating purely based on the fact that I think they could potentially pump in the next bull run. Litecoin, Stellar Lumens, Doge, and even BSV, Bitcoin, Satoshi's Vision. You know what? These tokens oftentimes are considered, bad words in this space. They shouldn't be taken seriously. They don't have fundamentals. Joke coins. Everyone talks about Doge being a meme, a joke coin. Well, this may be true, but in the spirit of diversification and the big bull run that we saw back in 2017, my attitude is anything can happen. And I like to have some wild cards, something that could potentially pump big in the next bull run. And so that's why I hold these coins. Now, I do hold a handful of other digital assets. I don't think it's really important to go into much detail about those. I hold Dash. I hold Zcash. The jury is still out on whether privacy coins are really going to catch on, but I like to have just a small amount of holdings in privacy tokens. So that is the very quick, brief rundown on the digital assets that I'm holding and roughly why. I'm sure that once I continue to provide content to this channel and I start to go into more specifics on different projects according to the news, I'm sure that I will expand a bit more on why I may or may not be bullish on different projects. But I hope that gives you an idea, a round idea of why I am holding these digital assets. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you haven't done so already, please like and please subscribe. Really appreciate it. Also love to hear your comments. And a reminder to always please treat others the way that you'd like to be treated. And remember, crypto hindsight is always 20/20. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.